And I'll tell you, if you flip the funnel, if you sell in private, if you make social again, you're not only going to be a lot more successful in 2023, I think as marketers, you're going to have a whole heck of a lot more fun. The job of marketers is to figure out who's ready now. Because the people who are ready now, these are the people that we make our best offer to now. These are the people that we propose marriage to on a first date. If somebody is going to be ready later, we do not make them an offer. It's so incredibly important. Let's get into how we do this. I'm going to give you the formula for it. So we call this the high-value segmentation formula. Qualified plus ready. Qualified plus ready equals a high-value segment. Okay? Qualified plus ready. It is not enough that somebody be qualified to buy from you. It's not enough that somebody be a qualified prospect. They must also be ready. Qualified plus ready. Because again, if this doesn't work anymore, and what we need to do is to propose marriage on a first date, that's fine, but we only want to do that to the people who are both qualified and ready. That combination, qualified plus ready. The question is, how do we figure it out? That's where the Ready Now funnel comes into play. This is a new funnel that we have moved almost all of our businesses over to. Okay? Everything starts, of course, with traffic. Okay, we're going to start with traffic. And the traffic could come from paid Facebook or Instagram. The traffic could come from organic social. It could come from YouTube ads. I'm probably not going to be doing a lot of TikTok dances, but who knows, maybe one of these days. Okay? Doesn't matter. Traffic is going to come from somewhere. Where does it go? The first thing that we want to do, I don't care what business I'm in, we got to get the email address. So we're going to buy some kind of ad, some kind of content, whatever. And everything that we have is about how do we capture that email address? How do we give value such that people say, here's my email address and permission to follow up? So we're going to send them to a landing page. And then on that landing page, while they're opting in, we're going to find out, are they qualified? I'm going to show you how we do this. It's with a very simple drop down, but we don't simply want to get their email address. We want to get their email address plus find out if they are qualified. Contact info plus qualified. So the question that I want you all to ask yourselves is, which customer segments are 10 times more valuable than the average customer? All of you have this, by the way. All of you have this, by the way. In your business, there are some people, it's usually the top 10 to 20%, it's the 80-20 rule, right? But there's going to be some people on your list who on average spend 10 times what the average customer value is. So if your average customer value is $100, there are some people who spend €1,000. Sorry. If there are some people who they would typically spend, the average is €1,000, there are some people who spend 10,000. You all have this. What you need to do to figure this out is identify who is that person. Who is that person? Who is that prospect? Who's that 10x prospect that spends 10 times more? And what question do we ask to get them to raise their hand? At Digital Marketer, okay? At Digital Marketer, our 10x customer is agencies. Marketing agencies will spend 10 times what an individual marketer will spend with us. So I asked you before, how many of you are marketing agencies? If you raised your hand before when it said, are you a marketing agency? You're 10 times on average more valuable to us as a company than the person who's a marketer at another business or even a founder. Okay? That's who it is for us. We have another business called the Scalable Company, where we help founders and entrepreneurs install operating systems in their business. But our 10x customer, they've got to be generating at least $2 million a year in revenue. That's it for us. At least $2 million a year in revenue, or they don't even have the ability to do that. So who is it for you? And this is the case, by the way, if you're thinking, oh, but I'm business to consumer. I sell to consumers, not businesses. What would it be for me? I recently bought a shirt at a Black Friday sale. And by recently, I mean 2 days ago, because it was Black Friday, right? I bought a shirt. And then after I got done buying that shirt, I realized, you know what? I haven't really bought clothes since pre-COVID. I should probably buy a lot more clothes. And what I was doing there is I was actually building out an entire new wardrobe. Had they asked me If I was building out an entire wardrobe, I would have said yes. So who is it for you? Now, what we do, once we're clear on who this is, we want to start asking people if they are this high-value segment. And we want to collect this data when we collect the email address. So for us at Digital Marketer, first name, last name, email, and then this question, are you an agency or marketing consultant, yes or no? This one binary question, and we've asked this across dozens of different companies, hundreds of thousands of dollars in marketing spend, we've never seen a decrease in conversion rates by asking this one question. Okay, asking this one question does not give it, there's no decrease in conversion rates. What we do find out is this person qualified? Is this someone that we can ask marriage to on a first date? So, you can just be completely transparent. Are you this kind of person? Yes or no? You could also say, which best describes you? So this is one of our opt-in forms for Digital Marketer's sister company, Scalable.co. And I said before, in general, we want businesses that are doing $2 million to $10 million in revenue. $2 million to $10 million. If they're more than $10 million, oftentimes they're a little bit too big for us. If they're less than 2, probably not ready yet. 2 to 10, that's our sweet spot. So if they do a drop-down and say that they're 2 to 10 million, a qualifying drop-down, great. We know that they're a fit. Incidentally, this will sometimes get a slight reduction in conversion rates, especially on mobile. Drop-downs don't perform as well as the yes-no radio button, as the toggle. So if you can get it to a singular yes-no, it's better. But this works just fine. Which best describes you? At Digital Marketer, we also, if you want to ask for multiple things, you can break it up into stages. So you can two-step it. So in this case, free download the one-page marketing blueprint, first name, last name, email, company name. When they click continue, they go to a form that looks like this. How would you best describe your role at the company? Founder, CEO, marketing sales executive, marketing professional, or agency consultant? So instead of the yes-no toggle, it's a button. Which are you? Because what we also know, another big group, marketing and sales, at Digital Marketer, we sell marketing training and certification. And sometimes individuals buy it, but sometimes marketing executives buy it for their entire team. So the average customer at Digital Marketer is worth about $1,000 to $2,000 to us. We did a deal with Federal Express that was worth about $40,000 because it was training all of the marketing teams. So if you're a marketing sales executive, that's also good for us. But then we're going to ask, what's the size of your marketing team? Just me, 2 to 5, 6 to 10, 10 plus. Give me a sales and marketing exec with 10 plus, or an agency with 10 plus, and I know we got a mega qualified person. So this one's a bit more advanced. I wouldn't start here. But are you seeing? All we're asking at this point, we're collecting the lead, but we're finding out, are they qualified? You following? We got the lead. Are you qualified? Now, if they're not qualified, we're going to just send them through a normal sales funnel. Our normal sales funnel where we're going to march them up. So the traditional, something free, something a little bit more expensive, something more expensive. All the non-qualified people, we're going to date, we're going to romance, right? Here's the beautiful thing. Currently, across all of our businesses, on average, we are offsetting our return. We're getting a return on ad spend, ROAS. Return on ad spend of 50 to 75%. What this means is our non-qualified leads, this is really important, our non-qualified leads are covering 50 to 75% of our customer acquisition costs. Our non-qualified leads are covering 50 to 75% by going through just a traditional funnel. We're not going to propose marriage to them. We're not going to go high ticket. They will get on our email list. We will retarget them. We will ask them to opt in for something else. Maybe at some point they become qualified. Great. If they are qualified, what we tested before was to then say, great, do you want to get married? Right? So if they were qualified, we were sending them to a page and making our best offer right then and there. And guess what? It didn't work. Because while they were qualified, they weren't necessarily ready. We want people who are qualified and ready. So what we now send them to is a page where we ask a qualifying question to find out, are you ready now? And it could be as simple as this. Hey, Ryan Deiss here, CEO of Digital Marketer. I saw that you mentioned you're a marketing agency. You know, at Digital Marketer, we have a licensed program where we partner with agencies. They get access to our intellectual property to serve their clients. We get, a small fee. If you're interested in learning more about our Certified Partner Program now, the minimum investment is about $10,000 a year. Click the button below to learn more. We basically say, you indicated that you are this. In other words, you indicated that you are qualified, but are you ready? If somebody says, yes, I'm ready, boom, we make them the big offer. That made all the difference in the world. Let's use an example from the clothing website. We noticed that you just purchased $200, 200 euro worth of clothes. Are you by any chance building a new wardrobe? Are you looking to kind of build out a new winter, fall wardrobe? And if so, would you like help from one of our style consultants? Yes or no? We found out from the form if they're qualified. Now we want to ask a question, and usually this is done via video. Are you ready? Okay, we know if you're qualified. Are you ready? If they are not ready, and this is really important, we sell them nothing. If they're qualified but not ready, sell them nothing. I'm going to say this again. This is really important. If they're qualified but they're not ready, sell them nothing. If you offer a qualified person a low ticket thing, they will not come back and buy your high ticket later. We have tested this again and again and again. The best thing to do for somebody who is qualified but not ready is just to put them on your email list. Follow up with them. Hopefully they'll sign up again for something. Hopefully at one point they'll be ready. But if they're qualified, not ready, sell them nothing. If they are qualified and they are ready, propose marriage. This is going to wind up being less than 10% of your total leads at any given point. And yet for us, that 10% of leads generates 5 to 10x return on ad spend. 5 to 10x return on ad spend from less than 10% of the leads. Why? Because they're qualified and they're ready, and here's the best part. They pay today. They sign up today. This is what I mean by selling in private. Sell in private means, are you qualified? Great. But are you ready? Yes. Then here's what we have for you. And if they're not both qualified and ready, they never see the big ticket offer. That's what makes this whole thing work. Allow your non-qualified leads to offset your acquisition costs. Your qualified but non-ready leads to wait. Just give them value. Just prove that you're really, really good at what you do. And your qualified and ready people, make your best offer right at the beginning. Flip the funnel. Flip the funnel on your qualified and best people. Last thing, we got to make emails social again. How many of you send out emails? This should only be about every single hand. How many of you send out emails? Give me a hand. Okay. How many of you send out emails with links in them for people to go and buy stuff or do things? Okay. Here's what I'm going to encourage you to do, at least a few times in 2023. Send emails with no links. Some of you are laughing because you get the point. Send an email but no link. Send an email that is designed to get a reply. When we email our friends, we usually don't include links, do we? When you email your friends, you just say, hey, here you go. And if you got any follow-up, just reply and let me know what you think. What we're doing right now at Digital Marketer across all of our other companies, at least 25%, starting in 2023, at least 25% of the emails that we send out need to have no links. 25% have no link, and instead the call to action is reply. Reply. We want to start conversations. Why? Because I believe that your prospects have commitment issues. I believe that your prospects are bouncing all around. I believe they're dating other brands, and they're not telling you about it. They're cheating on you. So how do we make sure that they stay connected to us? We engage and connect with them person to person. CPC. When I use the phrase CPC to marketers, what is CPC? Cost per click. I want to encourage you to change it. Cost per conversation. How much is it costing us to generate a conversation via email? A conversation is you emailed them, they emailed back. Okay? You emailed them, they emailed you back. If you do this, by the way, not only will you get people engaged in sales conversations, you will increase your email deliverability rate. AI. Lots of people investing in AI. What's AI? Artificial intelligence. I'm going to encourage you to deploy actual intelligence. Actual human beings, not bots, on the other end. So when you send an email and people reply, someone on your team, and maybe you, responds to them in kind and has a real live human conversation. I think we need to make email social again. You realize email was the first social media platform? Email was social. It was built as a social. You emailed your friend, they emailed you back. It was marketers that turned it into this broadcast platform. Chief among them. We've sent billions of emails. It's time to send emails that start conversations. So now what we're doing, we're sending emails that ask people questions. So step one, if you want to make email social, ask a probing question. And it could be a simple, hey, are you still interested in this? Hey, a couple months ago you signed up for this report on how to run a marathon. Are you still interested in running a marathon? Are you still interested in this? Question mark. No link. Are you still? Or, hey, I saw that you signed up for this thing on our list. Can you tell me more about what's going on in your world and why you signed up for that? Question mark. No link. We send out emails that start conversations that are designed to get a reply. When they reply, we don't then immediately go, ooh, we got one, sell them something. We got one, poof, club them over the head and steal their wallet. Don't do that. This is a conversation. We're dating, right? This isn't, hey, can I get you a drink? Great, want to go back to my place. Don't do that, okay? We're going to ask a sorting question. This or that. So, great. Right now, are you more focused on this or that? What's more important to you right now? X or Y? This or that? What's your thing that's more important to you? Right? And the reason that we're doing this is because we want to provide a simple way for them to respond where they can just say A or B. We just want to make it very, very simple, very easy for them to respond. Now, once they've responded to this, now you can begin to make a recommendation of a sales nature. What we're doing today is we're training our customer support people on how to have these kind of conversations. And what we're doing is we're turning customer support people from a cost center into a profit center. They're actually beginning to escalate sales. Next step is to ascend. We engaged with them through an outbound email, which you can broadcast step one. Step one can be one to many. Broadcast step one. But when they respond, it's just you and that person. It's just you and that person. It's a real live conversation with actual intelligence. And I want you to track how many of these conversations are you having per month? Because you need to know your cost per conversation. What's your average cost per conversation? How much did you spend last month to generate conversations? And then how many of those conversations ascended into a higher ticket offer? So just to recap, if you want to win in 2023, flip the funnel. We got to go high to low. We've got to propose marriage on a first date. I know I've been saying for the last 10 years not to do that. Do it. Do it. It's time. We got to flip the funnel. But we need to understand that there is a danger in asking, right? That it can be dangerous to ask, which is why we want to sell in private. When leads come in, we want to ask them and find out, are you qualified? For the people that aren't qualified, great, we'll sell them some other stuff. For the people who are qualified, we're going to say, great, you're qualified, but are you ready? Are you ready now? Could just be a very simple 30-second video where you acknowledge the answer they gave you on the previous page. You say, by the way, the fact that you said this tells me you might be this. If so, and you want extra help, we're happy to help with that. Click this link, sign up for this webinar, book a time to talk to us because you're ready now. And if they do it, then you know they're ready now. That's what it means to sell in private. And then number 3, make email social again. I never want to hear another marketer again brag about the size of their list. Don't brag about the size of your list. Don't brag about the size of your list. Brag about how engaged your list is. We got a list of 100,000 people. When we sent out an email, 40,000 of them responded. We had to hire all these people because there were so many conversations going. That's something to brag about. Most of us, if we were to email 100,000 people on our list, we get like 2 responses. I talk to marketers all the time, and they tell me, oh, but Ryan, if I send an email and ask a question, what if hundreds of them respond? What if thousands of them respond? What a great problem for us to have. What an amazing problem for us to have. All of these pesky customers just wanting to talk to us. And as marketers, all we want to do is automate the soul out of our businesses. Don't do that, not in 2023. We can't afford to do it. And I'll tell you, if you flip the funnel, if you sell in private, if you make social again, you're not only going to be a lot more successful in 2023, I think as marketers, you're going to have a whole heck of a lot more fun. I hope that was helpful. Thank you again for having me. Have a great rest of the conference.